Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Jeff. I am in the sales department with IDX Broker. Today we are going to cover IDX Broker and mobile integration. Some of the key things that we're going to go over is our mobile first templates, our mobile wrappers, and then some of the SEO values that you gain with using the mobile pages rather than using like a native app. I've got Emily from our sales department also that will be helping out answer questions. If you send in any questions during the webinar, I will try to address them and ask the question with a reply. For those that I cannot get, she may be able to answer them through responding back to you. She'll be able to reply to all so everybody can see it. If not, I will get back to you with the reply via email a little bit later. If there's any reason why you need other questions answered or anything like that, you can send us an email to info@idxbroker.com. I'm going to do live on screen for this particular one, so we're going to be going through the dashboard, making some changes, showing you how to make the changes. I'm going to be doing this off of my examples website that I have set up. I've stripped everything out and it has specifically IDX Broker pages and widgets that are included in this. So basically, to get started, if you wanted to follow along, you can just go to jefftrue.com, which is just my name. It's got example realty written all over it, and it's got our local MLS just so I can show you guys some key features and how it's going to work. I'll also be able to pull up and show what a mobile will look like on screen. It's going to be my first time trying it this way, so hopefully this will work. But to get started, we're going to go through and check out some of our mobile templates, how to activate them for search pages, results pages, details pages, and then also how to adjust some of the advanced fields so that you can utilize the, it's a little cleaner look to be able to type to text or a quick list to be able to do that. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Inside of your dashboard, once you have access to this, when you go into your main front page on designs and under pages, this is where you're going to manage all of your individual pages. You'll see here you've got your search pages, which is going to be address, advanced search, basic search, email update, sign up, and listing ID. So these are the default ones that are going to come with your account once you receive those. By default, they should be displaying the mobile first templates already. Just in case they're not, we'll kind of show you how you can change the different ones that you have. Also, we'll go through the mobile wrappers after we show you kind of how to make these changes. So to start off with, we'll go to our advanced search page and we're going to go look at the edit layout. So right now I currently have mobile first displaying. I will open this up on this screen as well so you can see that. So this is what our mobile first template looks like on a search page. When you shrink your screen down, it also shrinks down the columns and will continue to shrink in for you. So this is a great way to be responsive, so no matter what size the screen you're displaying on, it will adjust. If it does start to stack up on top of each other, it should drop the right one down below whatever's on the left-hand side of that. So inside these templates, you do have 6 templates to choose from. You've got basic, checkboxes, legacy, standard, and simple. These are all from our original when we developed these. And then mobile first is our newest one that we have launched. We will be launching some more new mobile responsive themes, templates, here in the future. We're just kind of waiting for our acquisition rebuild to get finished up before we can go ahead and start continuing with our UI UX to push out some new templates. It's very simple to change and modify these. All you have to do is click on active or activate. You'll see the template saved in the right, and this will show you what your current template is. Once you go back to your page, Control F5 on a PC will do a hard refresh, so it'll clear any cookies and show you what the changes are. So you can see it does kind of change some of the font weight, so it's a little bit lighter in color, not quite as easy to see. And then when you drop the screen in a little bit, it definitely, so this one is doing it just a little bit. It's not going to quite clean it up as much as it does in the other one. It kind of shrinks everything down, where the other one kind of does more of a stacking job. So we're going to go back in and adjust this back over to our mobile first search template. And once again, once you go back to it, hit Control F5, it will display the newer mobile responsive. So it is a lot easier. It looks a little bit cleaner. For the city, county, and postal zip codes, it does allow your clients to be able to type in rather than have to scroll through the list. And you're going to get that for all of your other fields as well. Either a type or a drop-down, allowing you to select what property type that it's available. And you got the same thing for the bedrooms, 3+. And then minimum price, maximum price now allows you to do that as well. If you wanted to create some predefined searches or have your clients allow them to be able to search for open houses or featured listings, it's now much easier. Before, you had to do a little expand box and then choose it, so it's kind of hidden, so it wasn't quite as good, where this allows your clients to just do it right from that front page. So it does clean it up a little bit easier to use. This is how all the standard comes out, where it's going to have a long list of areas. Our particular MLS is a very large. It covers a majority of our state. So we'll kind of show you how to clean that up in the fields and change them into more of a newer design, more of a quick list, or allow your clients to type. So if you go back into designs and up into your pages, for this particular one, if you go over to advanced search, and we're going to slide over to fields, choose your MLS, residential, and view settings. So this is what the fields are going to look like immediately. You can change all of these out to make them into a different style rather than a scrolling list. You can type in, have a quick list or a wild text, depending on what you want to do. Quick list is going to change it so that you guys can start typing in, and it will give you all the suggestions that's coming in there. Or you can do it with wild text. It kind of changes a little bit. It's not quite as easy to work with. Quick list kind of predicts it, so it shows exactly what's available inside the MLS. One of the easiest ones to do a demonstration of is going to be in the high schools. That way we know for sure that they're all going to be there. Any changes that you make, always make sure you save your properties. This also, inside this screen, is where you can take and move any one of these fields that are available. And if you wanted to add anything, you can scroll over to the right, click the plus button, and it'll drop it in for you at the top. So if you want it moved, all you got to do is drag and drop, and it'll throw it in there. So we'll go take a look at this real quick of our new changes on here. So we're going to go look at the high school that we did with the quick list. Again, hard refresh. You'll see high school right there. Had a list of names in there. And now it's going to give you the list where it can, once you start typing it in, allows it to select. If a client does have multiples on here, pretty simple to remove them. All they got to do is click on North, Bend, and Remove in the X. Another thing you can do is you can also set defaults so that it has a certain number of high schools there, and then just allow your clients to deselect them if you want. Now this will work with any field, so it's not necessarily just the high schools. It can also be in areas, communities, subdivision, anything that you want. You can predefine it and make it a default and allow your clients to remove them. So sometimes it's easier to remove than it is to add. So it's a great little option there. All right, so next we will move over to a results page. We'll go ahead and select our city. I will remove our prices just so we make sure we have some listings coming in. All right, so on this results page, you can go in and modify the template that's being used on this one. There's, I believe, 7 to choose from on this one. We'll go back into our designs, pages, and And you'll see under our results pages, we've got defaults as agent bio and listings, only available for office and team accounts. Featured listings, featured open houses, featured results, or featured virtual or tours. Homes, which is going to be any standard search that is performed. Sold pending and supplemental. We're going to go over to our edit layout. Current template, mobile first. Looks like there's 6 total to choose from, so there's 5 others. So you've got a couple different options. You've got platinum grid, spread, content 1, content 2, and narrow. So depending on what your personal preferences are, you want to go with. Most often is used is the mobile first. It's just the same way on a search page where all you have to do is click on activate, refresh your page, and it will show up in that grid for you. So everything is instant. Whenever you make changes, it will go ahead and do it right then. We're going to go ahead and activate our mobile first. We'll do our refresh. Excellent. And so now what we'll do is we'll move over to a details page, and then we'll get in and show you what they look like on a mobile device using the mobile first templates, not using mobile first template, and then we also have our mobile wrapper available. So we'll break it down into 3 sections for you. So let's go find a house that's inside the town, inside town. So we're going to a details page. This is displaying the mobile first templates. Now with mobile first, it does have, instead of having to open up a photo gallery, it will allow you to select and scroll through right from the one image rather than having forcing your client to go to the photo gallery. But the photo gallery is still available, so if you wanted to utilize it, you can definitely still do that. So mobile first is a little bit cleaner, kind of breaks it up a little bit. I have walk score enabled, displaying above the remaining content and also loading up directly to Street View. So it's kind of nice to be able to have this available for the clients that has Street View right on the front of that details page. Then it'll show your basic features. Now you can adjust and move these around. I have them split up evenly on both sides just to kind of clean it up. A lot of times by default it does come out just on the one side, so it does make it a little bit longer as you have to scroll through it. Kind of like how this is right here. So I need to clean that up. And then you also have find the best available as well. And this one here, both of these services are free, part of your subscription. And then again with the details pages, you also have other displays available. We'll take a look at both of those. Again, that's going to be the same thing when you go to Designs, Pages. We'll scroll down to our details pages and homes. This is going to be from our regular search. And we're going to go over to edit layout. And you have your other templates available, which is content, dynamic, gallery, grid, and home basic. Oh, we've got some additionals on this one. Modern, squares, and squares details tab. So that one kind of breaks it down into tabs, which is a really nice way of looking at them actually. And we'll go ahead and load this and see what it says. And Control F5 will refresh the page. And then you have all your stuff in here. So kind of depending on what you want to do for your preferences, mobile first is the one that's a little bit nicer. And here's your little tab section, so it kind of breaks it up a little bit. Using the mobile first, it seems to be a lot heavier on the font size. It could be part of my wrapper and the theme that I'm using. So we'll go back into our mobile first. And reload our page. Excellent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what these individual pages would look like on a mobile device. My particular device that I use personally is going to be an iPhone 6 Plus, so I'll use that when displaying what these examples look like. This particular one is a WordPress theme from Agent Evolution, and we will pull this up to what it will look like on a mobile device. So hopefully you guys can still see my screen okay. If not, let me know and we'll see if I can make some adjustments. We've got two options when you're viewing on a mobile device. You're going to have portrait or landscape. So you should be able to see how these are going to be displayed, whether you're looking at your phone sideways or standard. I'm going to go back into our regular portrait mode just to go from there. Okay, once this reloads, we will take a look at it. Okay, so as you can see, all the widgets are responsive. So this was is a carousel widget, but since it's on a narrower display, it is pulling it in and only displaying one. So it is still going to allow you to cycle through it just like on a normal carousel widget. It's just going to be displaying one at a time. If you're displaying a smaller widget and the container allows for it to be wider, it will display two of them on there. All of these, this is a featured agent widget, which is a slideshow basically. Every so often, I don't know how many minutes or if it's just on a page refresh, that it will pull in and cycle through your agents. The map is responsive, so you can see you can still scroll, but it does require you to click inside the map. Come on, before you can move it, and it might not work on an emulator. So I can't move the map on the emulator, but I can at least get in there and see what it would look like for you. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at, we'll go to perform a search. You can see a results page, or a search page, results page, and details page using the mobile first templates. We'll go back to our advanced search again. All right, so you can see what this is going to look like. It does stack everything on top of each other, like I mentioned before. It's going to be the same thing where you can still type in the certain cities. So once you start typing it in, it will allow you to select them. Minimum price, maximum price, it does allow you to remove them, add them, depending on what you want to do. And then you're also going to have your fields. So remember how we were showing that it's going to show a long list and you'll have to scroll inside of it. You can scroll outside of it to move down, or you also have it where you can eliminate that and just give it a box for people to start typing it. I believe makes it a lot easier and a little bit cleaner looking when people are in there adding them. Again, if you do any predefined searches and set some defaults as far as these fields go, you can add them, and it's very easy for your clients to go ahead and click on the X and remove them. And once again, all your standard widgets that you have on the website just stack on top of each other. So it makes it a lot cleaner looking. It keeps your branding and everything still the same by using the wrapper. So we'll go perform our search, and we're going to go to a results page. And again, we're going to get the same thing. It's going to keep all of our branding. Everything's going to stay the same. If we wanted to go back to our menu, it's very simple to do so. All of our results are going to be in a line. You do have the options of displaying the other templates. I can show you what those are going to look like, so you can have an example of that. We'll go back into our design, and we're going to go into our results pages. And we'll pull the grid up because that's what we did as our example earlier. And we'll show a refresh. So you'll see right off the bat, the map is all out of whack without using the mobile first template, so that adjusts it. And then it's a lot harder to be able to see any of these. So you can kind of see the importance for your client when they're coming to visit your website to make sure that they can see what they're looking at. Right now, it's pretty hard to see. The chances are you have the possibility of losing your client just because they can't find and see the exact information that they want. So make sure you keep it clean for your clients when they come in there. We'll go back and adjust it so you can see it again. refresh. All right, so we have it back. So you can see, obviously see it's a little bit cleaner. We'll move into a details page, and then we'll show you the mobile wrappers. And then we'll look at the subheaders as well. So we'll click on a property, go to a details page. Again, it's going to keep everything stacked on top of each other, a little bit cleaner looking. And again, they can click on the individual photos, scroll through them, give them the option for the photo gallery, or they do have the option. This particular one doesn't load up Street View for some reason. Doesn't even give it, so this might not be a location that's available to view on a Street View. It looks like it's in a rural area in our area. And then all the standard information. So if you want to expand out, you can do that, or you can keep it clean and suck them in. So it kind of depends on, actually by default it's going to display it sucked in. They'll have to expand it. And then of course your contact information is always there if anybody wants to find out any information. Perfect. So we're going to switch over and show about the mobile wrappers. So we're going to go back to a search page. And while that's reloading, we're going to go back in and show you how to utilize the mobile wrappers. So let's say if you have a website that's not mobile responsive, you can still utilize what's called an IDX Broker mobile wrapper. That way, all those pages that are displayed on a subdomain, it can still be mobile responsive by using the mobile wrapper. Inside your account, you go to Preferences, Global Preferences, and we'll go over to our mobile device. And then we can choose on the option to use the mobile wrappers, or if we wanted to use detect the tablets and use the mobile device, so use a mobile wrapper on those tablets. Give your clients two different options. I usually leave the tablets in no, just because it is a little bit larger screen and it's easier to pinch in and zoom out. If your clients are on a smaller phone, 4s, 5s, for Apple devices, it is a little bit smaller, so it might be a little bit more difficult. So we'll turn on and enable this, save our changes, and go take a look at how it's going to reflect it. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of lost the regular site branding that it has. You can modify and change it with custom CSS if you wanted to rebrand it more to your stuff. So you'll have your drop-down menu for your MLS, choose your residential. Looks like I only have that available, and select your city. So this makes it a little bit more difficult than using that mobile wrapper. You got to select which ones you want to use and close it down. Minimum price is just entering it in. And then bedrooms. You can select them, so you can see it gives you the option, but you just have to select it. So it's not quite as clean as using the mobile wrapper or mobile first. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at some of these areas. So using the mobile wrapper, when I set this up, it does have it switched out, but it does give you that long scroll. High school, it's going to be the same thing. So you can start to predict text on this, and it should drop it down for you. So it does clean up and make it a little bit easier. Once you select the ones that you want, click on search. Okay, so since we're using the mobile wrapper, it's automatically displaying it. So it does show it in a grid view. It does keep the regular branding from the mobile wrapper. You can change the name of this. You'll have your contact information, your phone number always there, and your logo. And we'll select on one of the properties. We'll try to get one more in the city here so it's a little bit easier. All right, and then so what you'll have is one image to look at. You won't be able to look at all of them. If you want to look at all of them, you will have to go into the mobile or the photo gallery. Descriptions and stuff, you still can expand out, expand in. Keep in mind that you can still, it doesn't pop up Street View right off the bat. Keep in mind you can expand these out still. Got a question that came in. Let's take a look at this here. So somebody asks here, why would you want to use the mobile wrapper instead of a mobile first? If a client or if somebody has a website that's not mobile responsive, using the mobile first templates may not work because it's still going to be utilizing the site's overall wrapper that is being used. If you use that, it's sometimes maybe a little bit clunky. It may not fit correctly within inside the containers because the rest of the site, as it shrinks down, might not fit or the container might not come down. It might stay at, say, like 900 pixels wide. As it's responsive, it'll bring in those pixels wide, so it will break it down for you. If you do utilize the mobile wrapper, it will detect whether it's on an iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 5, any Android, Samsung. I'm sorry, I don't know the names of them, but it will detect what it's being displayed on and fit the screen correctly for those. Excellent. One thing that I do want to go to on this is going to be utilizing the mobile wrappers in subheaders. So oftentimes you'll see like a predefined search, so a community page with custom subheaders. Let's pull it up. So I just went in and copied and pasted some content on here just so that you can see for an example. So the Harlow Road area, custom subheader with an image. When you go to a mobile device, and let's go back. And retrieving back to your main domain isn't quite as easy as if you have the mobile first templates to be able to just go right to your regular drop-down menu, to your regular menu of your website. Okay, so now that we've made it back to the main one, we're going to go over to our communities on this one and pull up Harlow. We're going to try to. Okay, so here's our predefined search. So as you can see, there's no custom header in this upper section, how it should have all of this information. So I'm going to show you how to add your custom subheader so that when it goes to your predefined search for your communities, it will have that information there. Inside your global preferences, we're going to go to Designs, Subheaders, and then we're going to go to our Save Link since we know that this is a predefined search, and go to Harlow. So right now you can see you've got two. So when I develop the page, it gives me that option right then and there. So I can take all of this information. I'm not going to worry about the image. I'm just going to get the main content over there. So I'm going to copy this. And you'll see over here on the right-hand side, you got desktop and mobile. We're going to select mobile. We'll go ahead and save them. And we're going to add this content to our There we go. So then when we go back into our regular page, our mobile device, using the mobile wrapper, it should be able to apply that custom subheader via the mobile side of it now. So I refresh this page, we should see our content up above. So if you have the mobile, it's not going to use what's on your site already, so you'll actually have to do a copy and paste and put that over there. You also have control of custom CSS of your mobile wrapper. So right now you've got global settings. You can for your desktop. You can also apply custom CSS on the mobile pages as well. So you can also break them down by global, categories, pages, as well as saved links. All you got to do is select that you want to view the mobile. Let's get inside of here. And then now allow you to add custom CSS on just the mobile side of things. So it does make a little bit more work where it doesn't use your CSS, does not use your subheaders when you do utilize the IDX Broker wrapper. Excellent. Do we have any questions that I can help answer? And then also just kind of briefly discuss about the SEO, why using a mobile rather than using like a native app. So the mobile pages are going to be using your custom subdomain pages or your subdomain pages. So it'll keep the branding, the same site stylization and everything. And it's going to allow for when people go on a mobile device and Google search you, if you are able to pull you up on there, it's going to display it using your subdomain and keep them there so you can track the analytics of your client when they sign in, what they're looking at. When you send your client to a native app, oftentimes you don't get the traffic, the organic traffic from a Google search. So we like to utilize the mobile wrappers and as well use the IDX Broker subdomains to be able to track those in.